Snapping Trips, I am back. It's a bit late at night at the minute, so I don't know how loud I'm going to be able to be. But I've got a gym video coming for you. Took some videos in the gym the other day. It's pretty good, but it was quiet, so got a lot done, got a lot videoed. It was a back day, and I think I've been thinking about ways that I'm going to do this video, and instead of sort of talking about it all in sort of parts, and then sort of showing you the clips without me talking, I think what I'm going to do is I will have me talking about the clip that's coming up, and then I'll let you watch the clip, just so I can tell you things that you should look out for, things that I want you to focus on, da 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 da. So we're just going to get right into it, and hopefully it all goes well. Hopefully I can edit it together properly. Apart from that, just enjoy. Speak to you soon. Right, Trips. So first clip that I'm going to show you is deadlifting. So went straight in, had my warm-ups on the treadmill and just went straight into the deadlift. First clip is 80 kg, I had 3 sets of that, and I think the set that I've got recorded, I think is my third set. I just done 5 reps, I think, 5 or 6 reps, just to get it on video, show you the form. And one thing I want to talk about as well is with my deadlift, I've seen a lot of improvement recently. When I first started going to the gym, I think 100 kg was my 1 rep max. So I literally, I'd done that and I think I almost passed out when I done it. So for me to be doing 80, and then in the videos I'm going to be showing you after this, 90 and 100 for sets and not just the 1 rep, I think that's quite good. Just shows you how far I've come. So for the clip I'm about to show you, 80 kg, I want you to just, sort of understand that I'm focusing a lot on form. So for me, when I'm deadlifting, a lot of things, like I like to have my hands set, and when I start lifting I don't move my hands like between sets. That's me. Usually when I'm deadlifting, or well, when I used to be deadlifting, I would sort of bring the bar down and maybe sometimes it didn't touch the floor. So I was bringing it down and straight back up, and that wasn't sort of repeating the set, that was just sort of continual set. So I really tried this time to focus on letting it drop, sitting back again and then coming up, and that just sort of it shows how sort of quickly the weight was moving up. I wasn't putting too much strain on my back at that time, so it was really good to just sort of focus on the form more than the actual weight. So you're going to see 80 kg for it's just the 1 set that I've videoed, so for 5 reps on that set. So that was clip 1. Looked quite simple, quite easy. Obviously the weight, you'd probably need to work a wee bit to get to that. Some people are just naturally strong and they could probably walk in and do that anyway. So this next clip I'm going to show you is 90 kg. And again, done that for 3 sets, and I think this was just 5 or 6 reps as well, what I videoed. Again, just focusing on the form, looking at sort of the back movement. I think my legs and my feet sort of stay in place, which is something that I was focusing on. I wasn't sort of bending my knees in, and I like to have my arms sort of wider on the bar. For those of you who don't know about deadlift, it's a compound movement, so that means it uses more than one muscle group or joint when you're using it. So like hamstrings, quads, glutes, and obviously lower back as well. So I always start off with that when I'm doing a back session, just because it is one of the big major lifts. Obviously, you know, it takes a lot of balance in that as well, so when you're starting out, always do the compound movements and then move into smaller isolation exercises. It's just a wee tip for you. So I'm going to go into this 90 kg lift now, see how that goes. So that was a 90 kg clip. The next clip will be 100 kg. So like I said at the start of the video, 100 kg was my 1 rep max before, and now I've done 3 sets. Granted, when I done this set, I failed on my third. So I felt when I done my first, I wouldn't be able to do 5 or 6 on this one. So I got to my second. I really wanted to, make sure I got my third done and sort of round it up to that 3 instead of just doing 1, 2. That sort of, I just wanted to make sure that I got that in. But as I say, 100 kg, this is on my third set. So before I did try and go for 5. I think the first set I got 5, then the next I never got to 5, I got 3, 4, and then on the third set, obviously, I pushed myself to a third rep. So after this, we will go into clip 4, which is obviously on the machine, so that's a lat pull down. But enjoy this 100 kg and see what happens. So next up is the lat pull down. With the lat pull down, obviously, it's working your lats, or your latissimus dorsi is the actual name for the muscle. Wee bit of anatomy for you guys. So the lat pull down, obviously what's your lats, and obviously a bit of your biceps as well. And some people argue like forearm, stuff like that, but I don't really, consider that when I'm going. I'm doing it for back exercise. That's what I'm using it for. So started off, I think it's a weird number of weights, like 39, 44, stuff like that. So I think I started about 3 or 4 weights down, 3 sets again. So most of these exercises are 3 sets. I done 10, 11, I think, reps. I aimed for 10 reps on each one, and I was actually able to complete this by the end of the 3 sets. So I considered doing a 4th, because by the end of the set I wanted to be fatigued, where I was content with where I was getting to, but I felt I could have done more. And I want to look at the form again. So when people are doing a lat pull down, if this is my back here, you don't want to be coming away back here, sort of pulling it down. You want to be keeping your back sort of roughly as straight as possible. Just maybe a wee bend so you can get the bar down, but apart from that, you don't really be wanting to rocking too far back, using momentum to hoist the weight. That just sort of gives you a false representation of your strength. So what you want to do is just try and keep a strict back and pull it down sort of towards your shoulder, chest level there. One thing I want to say is, when I'm on these machines, the camera is on the floor, so it looks strange as if I'm bringing it to like my forehead or whatever, but that's just obviously from perspective. But I can assure you I was definitely pulling it down to the rep, you know what I mean. Next up is the diverging lat pull down. So a lot of gyms that I've been in have only had the sort of lat pull down where you have the straight bar that you use. This is diverging, where it's sort of 2 separate bars here that you pull down. Obviously, you can vary, but diverging pull down, and that's working the same muscles. Obviously, different areas are targeted. So same muscles, and it's just a bit of variance. It's just because I didn't want to be doing the 3 sets and then moving on, so I wanted to sort of focus on that area a wee bit more, and that was in a sort of a different room, so that was even quieter, so I literally had free reign of all the equipment. So not much to say about that, it's just the same, 3 reps, 3 sets, sorry, up each time, up each weight. So here's that one. Another thing I wanted to mention quickly, guys, is with the rows, there's also different machines that you can use with cables. So sort of different grips, and you can use that, and it's sort of less of a fixed weight and more sort of more free on your body. So the next exercise was pull-ups, and I've just been practicing them. I done that off camera because I just completely forgot about it at the end of my exercise. It was just a wee accessory. So I was practicing pull-ups and I was just trying to get good at that. I find it quite hard to start with just because my body weight, I'm very heavy, so it is quite hard for me to shift this whole weight. I'm quite a big boy. So done some pull-ups off camera. I literally never done 3 sets of that. I just done as many reps as I could, which was like 3 or 4. But that's still progression from I was able to struggle to do 1, you know what I mean? So and it affects it different on certain bars. I find bars where I've got like thicker bars, I think thicker bars I can work better on, and thinner bars I don't feel comfortable doing pull-ups on, but that's just me, that's just my preference. So a bit of progression on that as well, but nothing worth really putting on camera. So coming to the end of the exercise here, we moved on to biceps. So we've got back and biceps, pull day. So the back was finished off. I was sort of content with how long I'd spent, and sort of how many different muscle groups I had hit, etc. So we moved on to biceps, classic bicep curl. One thing that I won't be doing again is, you see the bar that I'm using, that was 25 I think. I think there was 2 reds each side, which was 5 kg for each red. And then the bar that I was using, you had sort of tiny clips that went with it, but they just sort of sat on, and they never really, you never had to click them to get them on, so it was just pointless even having them there. And so you can see the way it's wobbling, and you can see me sort of thinking, why did I do this? So after that first set, that was the first one, I went to the next room, and the original area where I was deadlifting, and I got a fixed bar, but that was only 20. But I just sort of made up for that with an extra 2 or 3 reps at the end of the set. So I started off, I think I did 10 or something with that one, but then obviously I had to move and I used the 20, and I just done like 12, 13, or I think maybe even 15, just to sort of make up for that extra weight. So the bar wasn't great, but I'll remember that for next time. After that, off video, I did do just some bicep curls as well with dumbbells, and then hammer curls. So the difference between bicep curls is literally that. For a normal bicep and a hammer would be that. Just I like to vary it up as well, you know what I mean? So I think by this point I was completely exhausted. So I think I was swinging my back a wee bit, so probably good that I didn't video it. I'd probably get slated off my pals. Last but not least, we've got this exercise that I like to do at the end, amongst other things, but it's part of a wee circuit that I'm trying to introduce to my end of my exercises for fat burn. So this is a sort of, there's like a sand ball, and it's not quite a medicine ball, but it is a heavy sort of rubbery ball. And I've seen athletes using this, like Anthony Joshua, and other ones like that, where they've got this sand ball and they just pick it up above their head, throw it down, straight back down, pick it up, throw it, you know, so it's just repeated sort of strain, and you're just sort of keeping moving, using your power you generate up and back down, so it's kind of good to sort of exert your power. And by this point I was dead, I was exhausted for lack of better words. So it just sort of, I had less power in it. However, I expected that because it was at the end of my exercises, and this was the last thing I was doing before I went for a cool down. I just done a 5-minute walk on the treadmill just to sort of loosen off and give my arms a wee shake. So I just thought I would show you that. It looks very unimpressive. If it was the start of my exercise I would have been giving it 110%. However, at the end of my exercise I was blown. So I hope you enjoyed those clips, and we'll just see me in about 2 seconds for a wee outro vid. Right troops, so I hope you enjoyed me talking to the camera for a wee bit. I sort of fixed the camera on top of my snake tank, and I had a wee notepad with all the notes. So this is all the notes that I had to talk to you about. Just sort of try to keep myself right so I don't waffle on. Just wee things like that sort of help me keep track of the videos. So I hope you enjoyed the gym clips. I hope you enjoyed me talking rubbish for a wee bit. One thing I want to mention is I have been recording some gameplay, yet to get those edited because there's a queue, of course, hence why this video isn't out yet, which when it is, maybe I'll be editing the next one, who knows. So hopefully this goes well, hopefully you enjoy this, give me a bit of feedback, and we'll see if I can keep recording in the gym, or if you would prefer just gameplay, let me know. But apart from that, hope you have a good one, and see yous.